Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
Hey guys, how you doing? Today we are going to chat about Sith Marauder more in depth. So I know Sith Marauder, I've done some videos in the past about him, but I haven't talked more in depth about how really good he is. Just standalone by himself, and once you add him into that Darth Revan team, especially the Darth Revan team with Malak, guys. So yeah, we're going to just start off here by talking about Marauder. How good is he, and especially in GAC. Why you guys should really work on him for that game mode. So without further ado, guys, let's go check about and talk about that. All right, so I do not have Malak as of yet. I'm hoping he comes out soon, and hopefully by the time he comes out, I will have my Marauder 7-star, at least gear 12, hopefully gear 13. I'm not sure if Malak's gonna come out in a month from now, 2 months from now. I don't even know. Hopefully it's not that long. I would like to have him, fairly soon, before the whole new light side Geonosis TB comes out. That would be really ideal. But guys, I wanted to go and just chat about the best team for Darth Revan Malaks, and what I think is the best, and what I think is the hardest for my Padme team to beat. So, I'm sure you guys have probably already know this. You definitely want to run Darth Revan, Bastila Fallen, HK-47. If you have Malak, go for Malak. Malak is a great one to have here. Malak is just nuts, guys. You should all know that. Malak is nuts. If you don't have Malak, you could definitely throw in, if you have Sith Trooper, throw in Sith Trooper. But the other guy and the fifth you should always have, in my opinion, if you do have Marauder, guys, you should definitely be running Marauder. This guy, at gear 12, gear 13, this guy's a monster, guys. This guy, you can see here in his uniques. I don't have it, Omega yet, but we can see here. It says here, he gains critical chance, offense, and potency for each debuff on all characters. That is both his team and your team. And especially in the Padme counter, and why it's so tough in the Padme counter to beat this team, is because when you're running a slow Padme, you have to wait for all the debuffs to get on the board, and then you do your cleanse. If you can't time the cleanse right, and he goes and he does his turn here, the victory through power one, where he just throws his sabers, that can definitely one-shot somebody. But I have run into some nice things here, where my Gear 13 Anakin and GK, they can tank one of the hits, and this is with Gear 13 Marauder. But if this is either 3PO or Ahsoka, and those guys aren't Gear 13, that guy can definitely one-shot that. So that is very scary, but that's really not the problem here. And this guy, he is really great with the extra offense stats, and I definitely think this is more useful versus the mirror matches. But the reason why Marauder teams for the Padme are just so hard for me to beat is because when you're running this team, like I said, with Darth Revan, BSF, HK, Darth Malak, and Sith Marauder, there is only one taunt in there, and that is Malak. If you were to throw in Sith Trooper in place of HK, I could definitely beat that team, guys, no problem. The reason being is that I can actually hit different taunts off of Sith Trooper and not have to worry about Malak's taunt. When it's just Malak and no Trooper in there, I'm forced to hit Malak instead, and that's with, JKA or Ahsoka. And those two have really good crit chance, so I'm almost always going to be guaranteeing the crit on that, which is not good. I don't want to get feared early on, and that's really why it's really tough. So I did a video recently on the Barriss versus the Marauder teams, and why I think Barriss, or just really any other Galactic Republic Jedi, or any Galactic Republic in general, that has high enough, survivability, some, low crit chance, I can really definitely beat some Marauder teams that don't have Trooper in them. So, guys, Marauder is something you guys should definitely be thinking about working on. If you are in a state where I am, and you're just waiting for Malak, and you don't have really any other gears to work on, maybe you want to work on some Gear 13s, maybe you want to work on some newer ones like the Padme team, this guy should definitely be in your list for ones you should be gearing up and looking into. Alright, so guys, talking about how easy his gear is and why you should really prioritize this guy soon before Malak comes out for the second time is because of his gear. His gear is actually one of the easiest gears for that whole Sith team. He only needs 200 of these challenge gear here. He needs only 3 carbs, which is actually really easy to get for a character like how good this guy is. He needs these crowd texts for his gear 13 piece. He only needs 2 cuffs. And then down here, guys, looky here. He only needs 1 gun. Can you believe it? 1 gun. That is nuts. And then some of this other stuff is for his gear 13 as well. So guys, this guy, with only needing 3 carbs and 1 gun, this guy is one you should be definitely looking about gearing up. We can see here that we come back into the game that I am only 1 gun off, and this is the only gun that he needs. We can go back and see what he needs elsewhere, but man, this is at gear 8 going to 9. This is really not that bad of a gear. Everything else has been relatively easy to get. These ones I'm kind of low on as of right now, but man, this other stuff is quite easy to get. And honestly, I'm gonna just get this one up right now because I'm gonna be using this guy like crazy by the time Malik comes out for the 2nd time. This guy, you guys just, people, when he was actually first out, he was really overlooked and people didn't really think about him too much. But as soon as Darth Revan came out, he was kind of, rising up to the ranks, being really good and like really used like all over the place. But honestly, he wasn't as used as people would like. But now that we have Malik here, people have been, tweaking around their teams, and Marauder has been thrown into the mix. And guys, Marauder is just nasty. Gear 12, Gear 13 Marauders, they are disgusting to deal with. I hate fighting them, and I'm losing GAs because of it. So now we're kind of done with chatting about why Marauder is so good. We're going to chat a little bit about GAC now and how I'm losing these to the Marauder. So let's go check about that. Alright, so to start this off, we're going to go over my defense and offense just for you guys to, get what I'm talking about here when I'm talking about why I'm losing these to Marauder. So my defense is, I kind of changed it up a little bit. So it's going to be a really crappy Rebels team here. It's going to be a very solid Jango, another solid crew, another solid Sisters. Not so great with Rex team. Really good Geos. Pretty solid Karth, and getting there almost being good Grievous team. So that's around 8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's 8 teams for defense. And now we'll check out the offense. I do kind of have to go heavier on the offense now over the defense because I don't have, the Maliks. I don't have these other good teams to use. So I'm saving my Padme team. This is for my Malik counter. If there's no Malik, I use this in an undersized team to beat up some easier teams, like a Bounty Hunter team, like a Sister team, even like a Kira team if I see those. I did a video on that recently if you guys wanted to go check that out. But I have another team here, CLS, very easy banners, Treya easy banners, EP, Jedi Knight Revan, that's for Grievous, Ewoks if the crew team is kind of crappy. And then we got a really good Resistance team, and I got my DR team here in the bottom. So I do not have Marauder, and I do not have Malik. This is kind of how I'm losing this, guys. I don't have another solid counter besides this team, besides my Padme team. And if you guys were watching a little bit ago one of my GA streams, I lost because the Marauder, like I was mentioning before in this video, there was no trooper, so it was just Marauder, and I was forced to hit the Malik taunt, and I got crit like crazy. So in this team here, this Padme team, we can go into it. This team versus those Marauders, there is a very small % chance of you winning versus those teams I was just mentioning. But the chances of you winning go crazy up if you take out Ahsoka and you throw in somebody like Barriss. Barriss with 3PO versus any Marauder teams without Trooper, there is a very good chance of you winning. You can really up the chance even more so if you change the mods with Barriss and making her really fast and very tanky with HP. So that's a video I did recently. And other ones you could use like 5s. There's a lot of them you could use here. Luminara, Shock T, Clone Wars Chewie. Heck, you could even use Cup in here and he'd probably work. But guys, the main reason why I'm losing these GAs is because I don't really have a good 5th to use versus those Marauders. So I'm going to test out some with Barriss versus those Marauders. GMY would be very ideal to use, but he needs to be used in the Jedi Revan team. Maybe there's a way where I can, swap around the team. Maybe I could use him with this team, and then, maybe use Ahsoka in the Jedi Revan team versus Grievous. I don't know about that. I think that's kind of sketchy. Probably wouldn't work as well. But this is kind of why I'm losing my GAs, is because I don't have a good 5th to use versus that Marauder team, and I'm losing it because of it. I almost always clear the guy But when it comes down to banners and efficiency, since I have to lose one battle to, you know, clear him in the second wave, so I have to fight the Marauder team twice, I'm losing a lot of extra banners. So I'm losing versus those teams and versus those guys with the Marauder. I'm losing the GA by a few points just because I have to go in and fight him twice. So this is very, very annoying to fight, guys. And I just want to, this whole video is just about how good Marauder is, really. This is from somebody who doesn't have Mount. This is from somebody who doesn't even have Marauder. Just from me having to fight them in daily arenas, in GACs, this guy is probably the cornerstone to the entire DR team. Without him, guys, you can probably win a few versus those like in mirror matches or just having them on defense. But honestly, you throw in that Marauder guy, and your chances of winning go up. Not just in your arenas, not just in your TWs, but especially in your GACs. There is a huge advantage to the guy who has Marauder, especially if the guy doesn't even have Maniac unlocked. So that's kind of it for now, guys. I just want to kind of go on to have Marauder such a good character right now, and you guys should definitely work on him, especially since he has really easy gear requirements, and you don't need to worry about anybody else in that team really besides Maniac. So for now, guys, just be sure to hoard your gear for Maniac, farm up the gear for Marauder. Once Maniac drops, get all the gear on that guy, get all the gear for Marauder, and you guys are very, very solid to look for GAC wins and just TW wins in general. So guys, that's kind of it for today's video, just about how Marauder is really good, and I think you guys should really work on him too. So if you guys did enjoy it, leave a like, share, and sub for more type of content to my channel. It really does help out, guys, and we're just, these last few days we've been growing like crazy. So my next goal is to hit 3K subs. If we can do that, would be amazing. I think that's it for now. We do have a Discord and a Patreon link in the description if you guys want to go check out those two. I do help all the time in the Discords for the Padme stuff, so if you guys need any extra help there, let me know. That's kind of it for today, guys. Have a good one out there and stay safe. See ya.